Hello guys, welcome to today's video. In our video today, I'll be showing you guys how to design a club flyer. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is work on the background. You can also start by bringing in your image first, but I've already seen my image. I already know the background that's going to match it, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and make the background fit so that before I bring in the image. Alright, so to do that, I'll come over here and change create a new color background. I'll click on solid color, right? Then I'll choose a darker color. Okay, so I'll choose a dark color, and this is good. Click on that. The next thing I'm going to do is come over to my sorry about that. Come out to my rectangle tool, right click and select the ellipse tool. Then you draw your ellipse, right, just like that. You come over here to the top and remove the stroke color because we don't need the stroke color. Then change the fill color to bright yellow. Alright, then drag it to the center, because we're going to use this to create a kind of gradient to the background. Right, so we'll go to filter, click on blur and Gaussian blur. You can convert to smart object. You can rasterize it if you want. Okay, so this is what we are expecting, right? So I like this preset. I already like it like this, so I just click on OK. The next thing I'm going to do is let me duplicate this background, all right, to make it more obvious, right, more pronounced. So I hold down my shift key and click on, with this top the copy selected, I'll click on the background color, then click on Ctrl E to merge them. Right, click on Ctrl E. As you can see, there are one layer now. So next thing I'm going to do is to give this background a noise. Right, so I come over to filter, go to noise and click on add noise. Right, so the noise shouldn't be too much because we don't want it to be too obvious, right? So I'm just going to add a little bit like this. This is okay. I'll click on OK. Okay, so next thing that I'm going to do is bring in our image, right? I'll bring in our image. For that, I'll come to File, click on Place Embedded, then go to where I saved the image. So save it here, and here is our image. Alright, so here's our image. I just reduce it a bit. About this is enough. Now click on enter. So don't worry about this because we're gonna clean up all those parts. Alright, so what I want to do to this image is add a bit of contrast and maybe work on the brightness as well. So I'll just come to image, adjustments, click on, first of all, I'll advise you should try these auto tune, auto features here, because they might have some good features. So I didn't get what I want here, so I'll just go ahead and do it manually. Go to brightness and contrast. I'll increase the brightness just a bit. I don't want it to be too much. Okay, I think sorry, I meant the contrast. I think the brightness is okay. I'll just leave it at 0. Now click on OK. Now next thing I'm going to do to this image to remove this part is to create a mask. Right, with the layer selected, I'll come over here and click on this icon right here. It will add a layer mask to this image. Then I'll come back to my brush. Make sure your round soft brush is selected, right? Make sure your round soft brush is selected. Then you change this foreground color to black. Just click here to swap the colors, right? You can change the opacity to 100%, change the flow to 100%. Alright, just like that. Just like that. You can see. Just like that. Yeah, let me bring this part a little bit. Okay, I think it's enough like this. So let me rescale this image, bring down the size just a bit. Okay, I think this is good. Now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some work on this background, so I'm going to give it some like brushy effects. Right, so to do that, I'll click with the background layer selected. I'll create a new layer above the background layer, directly above it. Right, then I'll click on my brush tool, come over here and choose this brush right here. Alright, I'll choose this brush right here and make sure that the color you select, swap the colors and make sure you select the brighter shade of yellow. Okay, so we can increase the brush, turn it, and add some kind of effects. Right, I'll go to my brush settings and change the direction of the brush. Let me increase the size a little. Okay, so I'm going to select another brush and do the same thing. Alright, okay, so let me increase this brush a bit. I don't want it to be too much. Alright, let me change the direction. Okay, behind the image is better. That white is okay. What are we going to add now? Alright, so we're done with the brush effect. So we're just going to select all the brushes and group them. Alright, so click on Ctrl G on the keyboard to group them. Then rename it as brushes. Okay, so next thing we're going to do now is to maybe work on our image a bit. So let me just add a bit of let me just add shadows to this image. Right, let me add shadows to it. Spread a bit. Nope. Okay, I think this is alright. I'll click on OK. So the next thing we're gonna do is to bring in the items that are related to clubs, music, celebrations, and stuff. Alright, to do that, I'm just gonna come over here and click on place embedded. Alright, so I'll go to where I saved those files. Where did I put them? click on this one and bring it in. Alright, so what I'm going to do is take it to the back. Alright, I want it to be behind the lady, like so. While she will be in front of everything. Alright. So I'm just gonna select the mask and go back to my brush tool. Make sure you select your round soft brush and change the foreground color to black. Right, so I'm just gonna erase this part. Maybe my brush is too big, so I'll reduce it down. Okay. And go back to my change the foreground color to white. And just touch all these parts to bring them back. So I'll just select the layer mask for the image and I'll click on my eraser tool because I want to remove all these parts, or I'll just click on my brush tool. Make sure your soft round brush is selected, but for this case I'm going to select the hard round brush, alright, because I don't want most of the part to be visible under the text. Right, so I just come over here and make sure you make sure the foreground color is black. Alright, so let me undo this. I'll just come here and clean up a bit like that. Okay, so guys, the next thing we're going to do now is to I want to add a 3D text to this flyer. So I'll just come over here and open the 3D text file. I'll open the 3D text file and edit the file with the text that I want to use. So I'll just come over to where I saved it at 3D text. Alright, so our file is open. Okay, the file is open. I'll just click on update. Alright guys, so I'm done with editing my text and as you can see the result is quite nice. Alright, so if you want to know how to edit text, I'll leave a link to the video. Alright, so I'll leave a link to the video, or after this video you will see the pop-up, right? So that just click on the video. It can be at the top right or top left or anywhere, right? So that it will show you how to it will take you to the tutorial where I made on how to edit 3D text. Okay, so I'm just gonna duplicate this layer, and because I'm not gonna use the text like this with all the other elements in it, there are lots of other elements in it. As you can see, there are also lots of other elements in it. I'm not gonna use them, so I'm gonna turn off this one and then I'll merge the copy. Alright, so I'll click on Ctrl E to merge the copy so that the file will not be as large as the original 3D text file. Alright, so that is done. I'll just edit this one. Alright, so I'll work on this one, scale it down to my preference, right? I'll scale it down to my preference and maybe skew it a bit like this. I think this is good. Scale it up just a little. Okay, so this is good, guys. Let me work on the color of the image. Just come on adjustments and hue and saturation. Right, click on hue and saturation. So we'll get the one that works best for us. I don't really like the results that they're giving right now. I'm gonna change this to 0. Okay, so I think it's okay like this. Alright, so next thing we're gonna bring in is the night text, right? It's not gonna be in 3D, so we're just gonna make it ourselves. I'll just type in night. Ctrl T on your keyboard to increase the text size. Okay, and I'll change the font to, I think this font is good. Yeah, I'll use this font. Ctrl T again to increase the size. Right, I'll give it a shadow. Right, increase the stroke a bit. Alright, so I added a stroke, and you can see the result right now, right? So let me add a shadow, alright, an inner shadow. You can see the results, right? You can adjust this to the amount of inner shadow you want. You can increase it if you want, you can reduce it if you want, right? But I'm okay with this, so I'll click on OK. Right, then bring this text downward. I think I'll increase the shadow distance. Okay, to this amount. So as you can see, guys, it's looking quite nice. All right, so let me scale it up just a little bit. All right, so this is what we have. Let me centralize these two texts right here. Select both, hold your shift key and select both texts. Hold your shift key, select both text, and then click on this to centralize it. If you're not happy with your results, you can also manually adjust. Okay, so I think this is good. So the next thing I'm going to add is the DJ's name and the hype man's name. Alright, you can start by adding other things first, depends on you. But I'm going to add the DJ's name and hype man's name over here. Alright, so I'm just going to go to File and click on Place Embedded. Here is our DJ icon. I'm just gonna rescale this right to the points where it will look good. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a shadow to this. Not an outer glow, a shadow. And let me work on the shadow, right? I don't want it to be too, I don't want the distance to be too much, right? So this is okay. And then I'll add a stroke. Alright, I'll add a stroke. Then go to my text tool and add the name of the DJ, right? So his name is DJ Smoke. Right, DJ Smoke. I'll change the font to this and put it here. Okay, so I'll give this I think I'll give it a stroke. Right, I'll give it a stroke. Same red stroke, right? So the stroke is good. I'll give it a shadow. Let me give it a shadow. But in this case, I'm going to increase the opacity of the shadow and the spread like that. like that. Give it a bevel, but this time it will be stroke emboss. Alright, so this is good to me. I just click on OK. Alright, so this is good to me. What I'll do next is to group the two layers. I'll call it DJ. Alright, so next we're gonna add the hype man's name. Ctrl T and take it up a bit. So we're gonna add the hype man's name. So to do that, we just draw a I think a rectangle. Let's use a rectangle. Now hold your Alt to duplicate this and Ctrl T to make your adjustments. Okay, so I'll change this to red, dark shade of red, and give it a shadow. Okay, so we're just gonna undo all that we did to the first object. And this one should be let's give it yellow, and also shadow. Just hold your Alt key and copy. Click on the drop shadow and drag it into this new layer to copy that layer to copy that effect, right? So I'm also going to add a stroke here, just like so, and maybe an inner shadow to make it look cool. And I'll centralize both of these items. Alright, so just improve your text, then change this to black. Click hype man. Okay, and hold your Alt key and copy this as well. Type in CJ in capital letters, then increase the size as well and change it to white. Alright, so all that is done. The next thing is to add our address. For that I got a decoy address, alright, so it's not an actual address, just made up one for the sake of the tutorial. Alright, so I'm just gonna skip to, we have already done this because of the time. I don't want the video to be too long, alright? Alright guys, so as you can see, all I did was add the location icon and the address. Right, so I'm just gonna put a bar here just for fancy, okay? It's not for any purpose, just to make the design look more attractive or more club-like. Right, so just add a shadow. So we're using a lot of shadow in this design. Okay, so I think I'll just increase the opacity, and then around the edge of this bar. As you can see, guys, this is what we are left with. This is what we have, as you can see. So another thing I want to add is some lights. Alright, so I'll just come over here, just click on this background. I want to add them directly over the brushes, so I'll just click on the brush background and go and look for my file. Alright, so this is my file. I'm just gonna resize it and position it where I want it to be. Alright, so I'm gonna rotate this a bit, face our character, and then I'm gonna hold my Alt key and duplicate this. Then I'll rasterize this layer so that I can flip it. Alright, just click here to change the position, and then I'll select both of them to align them horizontally. Alright, just like that. Now next thing I want to do is to select both of them as well, group them and call them lights. Alright, call them lights and then add a shadow to them. As you can see, it's looking really nice now. So what is left is the name of the club, right? I think I'm gonna scale. Oh, it's okay. So let's add the name of the club. For this one, we don't really have any club name, so I'm just gonna use my logo and my brand name. So to do that, I'll just come over here and draw a square. Right? So I'll just call it. I'll remove the stroke and then give it a black color, just like that, and round the edges just a little bit. Okay, so just reposition this. Alright, so next thing I'm gonna do is bring in my logo. I'll just bring in my logo and put it at the top. Click on OK, and next thing I'll give it a color overlay and set the color to yellow. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is to bring in the name of the club. Obviously, I'll click on this, I'll click here, and then I put any name. Right, let me just give it Moses Club. Let's give Moses Club. I'll change the font to nope. I'll use this one. Let me use this one. So I'll just use this one and put it here. Alright, so I'm gonna duplicate this one because I want to use this same font for another text that I want to add. So Moses Club presents, right? Presents. I'll change this to black. And the boldness, you change this to regular, alright? And reduce the size just a little, like that. And select this logo because you want to align everything vertically. So I'm also going to select the text and align everything, right? So as you can see, this is what we have. So you can add more items to this. You can also leave it like this. It's still good. So I'm okay with this, right? So as you can see, guys, this is just how to design a club flyer for ladies night, right? If you want the PSD file, if you want the source file, just leave it in the comments and comment source file please, and I will send you the link to the source file, how to get it, right? Just for a token, right? Alright, so I'll see you guys in our next video. If you loved this video, please ensure that you subscribe and you like the video. If you have any other questions I want to ask, leave it in the comment section and I will do my best to answer them, right? Peace.